Some of the best places in New York City have been gate kept by locals for years. And in this video, I am opening the gate. Sorry, locals. These places are so fun. So get your New York City bucket list ready to go. We are going to be adding to it because today you're gonna learn about some really hidden gems that only the locals know about and we don't tell anyone. The furthest most visitors will come out of Manhattan normally is to Brooklyn. And when you're talking about Brooklyn, there's really only two places most visitors go. One is Dumbo, Brooklyn, which is absolutely beautiful, and the other one is Williamsburg. But a spot that locals love is this one. This is Greenpoint Brooklyn, and it is filled with amazing finds. I really consider this kind of almost like an undiscovered gem because of how many great vintage shops, restaurants, bars. There's really good shopping. I'm gonna show you a little bit around this area just to give you a general idea of it. We're here at Transmitter Park. There used to be a radio station right here. Today there is not. Right now it's definitely in a transition stage. That's because this is January, but normally there's tons of flowers here. And also, spin around this way, really cool artwork. Greenpoint is kind of what Dumbo was in the 70s and the 80s, where like you have a lot of artists that move here because it's not that expensive to live here right now. One of the inconvenient things about Greenpoint is there isn't really convenient trains to get around. So like those that do live here kind of have to sacrifice that element. But with that said, you know, you get the beautiful views of the Manhattan skyline here as well at a fraction of the cost that you would pay even in Long Island City. So it's much cheaper to live here. You get more space and you have all of the benefits of great restaurants, bars, and all of that. This is the pier at Transmitter Park, and look at that view of the city. You can actually catch the ferry right from here and get around the entire city that way. It's very convenient in that regard. Train-wise, not so much, but look at how beautiful this is. I mean, wow, it's a gorgeous place. We even have a drive-in movie theater here. It's right there in that empty lot, and it's called Skyline Drive, and you get the views of the city plus watching the most recent movies. It's really cool. This is my favorite restaurant in Greenpoint. It's so unique. The atmosphere is one of a kind. It feels like you're in an old library or someone's house, like your grandma's house, a farmhouse. It's just really interesting. They also have an outdoor space.
Feels like somewhere in Harry Potter.
It does feel like somewhere in Harry Potter, and that's the magic of Milk and Roses. They got great food. It's a mix between Italian and American. We got their burger, and oh my gosh, look at the presentation. It looks delicious, nice and juicy. It comes with a side salad and some homemade fries. I mean, this is like real potato. This burger is huge. It is so juicy, really well balanced. There's a lot of seasoning that they put into the meat, which is nice because you're not fully relying on the cheese and the other things. The whole thing is just packed with flavor. Absolutely amazing.
And you think one of these books, if you pull it down, leads to like a speakeasy?
I wouldn't put it past them because the whole atmosphere here feels like that. Bonus for you guys that is completely free. If you haven't picked up my free 3-day itinerary to New York City yet, get it via the link below. Literally no strings attached, I swear to you. I know New York City can be really overwhelming to people, and so the reason I created this 3-day guide is to make it easier for you to have your best time ever in New York. So this includes your perfect 3 first days to the city, including where to eat, where to drink, what to do, attractions to see, and all that. It'll be linked below. Some locals might actually kill me for telling you about this next spot because it is so beloved and it has been here since 1933 legally. It's called Rudys, and this is a dive bar in Hell's Kitchen. Hell's Kitchen is right near Midtown Manhattan, so that is like the place that like all the tourists are. But just a few avenues away, you find this amazing bar, and I love it because with every drink, you get a free hot dog. It has so much character too. So this bar serves their own beers. You can do the Rudys Blonde or the Rudys Red. They're so cheap. Starts at $3. This is the type of place that has been visited by people like Anthony Bourdain, Drew Barrymore. Back in 1919, this was actually a speakeasy that Al Capone would visit, and then they got their liquor license and became a legal bar in 1933. They're known for their Rudys pig that sits right outside the door, and it's actually been stolen before, so now they lock it to the floor. It's an awesome spot, and if you're in Midtown Manhattan and are looking for a great bar that's inexpensive and not all like over the top, this is a spot to come. They also have an outdoor area where they broadcast sports. It's just an awesome spot and a beloved local location. I wish I could show you this next one in person, but it is only open during the summer, and that is because it involves swimming. It's called the McCarron Pool, and I discovered it this past summer, and I was like, why hasn't anyone told me this? It's like all locals there. It's a public pool. I know some of you may be against public pools because they're gross and dirty and whatever. I'm telling you, this is not that. This is the cleanest public pool I've ever seen. It was wonderful, completely free. Here's some tips for you when you visit. You cannot bring food or drink. It has to stay in your locker. You can't even bring anything on the pool deck. That's how clean it is. There's like very strict rules on that. And then you have to bring your own lock or you have to buy a lock. Essentially, that's it. Other than that, very clean pool. It's enormous. It's in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and it's a spot all the locals know to go, and it's completely free. Long Island City. This is such a gem. It's also where I live. But this is a spot that like a lot of New Yorkers we don't really promote it too much to tourists because it's kind of like our special place. It is so close to Manhattan, yet way cheaper with amazing views. You don't get these views in Manhattan because you're in Manhattan. That's the great thing about Long Island City. Right on the coast of Queens, looking at the city. You got great restaurants, amazing bars, great entertainment. It's like a miniature version of Manhattan in itself. So most people that live in Long Island City on weekends, we just stay here. And that's why sometimes I'll give tourists a little hack and I'll be like, look, you want to spend like 1/3 of the price on hotels, but still be only 10 minutes from Central Park? Stay in Long Island City, that's the thing. And you should check this out when you're visiting because it's awesome and it's beautiful. Come along. First spot I want to talk about is here. This is Gantry State Park, and this is directly along the coast of the city. You have playgrounds, you have ample space for sitting, dining. Sometimes I have picnics here, and the picnics, you have the view of the city, which is so nice. It's super kid-friendly. There's a volleyball court. There's like waterside dining tables. Another cool feature of this park is it used to be where the original Pepsi-Cola factory was, and that's why you have that Pepsi-Cola sign right here. So there's a lot of history in the area, and they really remade it beautifully. So take a stroll along this, enjoy the view, don't miss Gantry State Park.
And there's restrooms.
There are restrooms and they're clean, which is so rare. By far my favorite thing to do here in Long Island City that tourists don't know about and locals don't tell them about is this. It's Culture Lab, and this is amazing. Essentially, it is all free, an artist gallery and live music. They are open all year long except for the month of January. You can go inside. They have a beautiful artwork on the walls. It changes monthly, and they also have a bar inside. They have free everything. So they have a theater in there where they do different types of performances. I've seen everything from live music to interpretive dance to like motorcycle festivals. Literally, they've had it all. And then right over here, they have a stage. And from April to the end of October, they have live music Friday to Sunday, and it's always different, which is really fun. I would recommend following Culture Lab on Instagram. That's when they make all their announcements. Everything's free, and it's just such a good time, such good vibes. A lot of the time they'll have like different food festivals here, kids things. It's just like such a great way to see all different types of things in New York for free. And look at the view again. That's the great thing about LIC. And that's not all you need to know if you're visiting New York City. Check out this video next where I visit the top tourist attractions that let you know if they're actually worth your money, and some of them aren't. Don't miss this one. I don't want you to waste your money. Have a good one.